whole country in an uproar. They want me head, that's for sure. They try to push me off me work. Embarrassment, they all provoke. Still I see no crime or mistake. To love to give, young boys are brave. Oh no, all who wanted to push me out, I want them to without a doubt. I was the pusher in the house. Nobody could lift me up. I was always the man on top. I was the pusher in the house. What you heard on talk is bluff. Nobody can push me up. I was the pusher in the house. It was my prerogative. It's only I could have believed, but I was the pusher in the house. I'm telling you, serious business. This model make accusation, accuse me of molestation. Now what to me came naturally is the biggest horror story. But they can't prosecute me here for being a pain in the rear. Oh no, all who wanted to push me out, I want them to without a doubt. I was the pusher in the house. Nobody could lift me up. I was always the man on top. I was the pusher in the house. What you heard on talk is bluff. Nobody can push me up. I was the pusher in the house. It was my prerogative. It's only I could have believed, cause I was the pusher in the house. I'm telling you, he knew me, I know it. Yo did it, I do it, I gotta do it, I do it. He did it, bam bam bam, boom, you understand why they all poised to condemn me for love of boys. They call me a disgraceful louse, a shame in the honorable house. For when their wives they cannot find, I never leave my boys behind. Not me, all who wanted to push me out, I want them to without a doubt. I was the pusher in the house. Nobody could lift me up. I was always the man on top. I was the pusher in the house. What you heard on talk is bluff. Nobody could push me up. I was the pusher in the house. It was my prerogative. It's only I could have believed, cause I was the pusher in the house. I'm telling you.
Calypso family, welcome back as we continue here with Voice of the People. And of course, by now you should know it is our Calypso docu-series, so thank you so much for being part of this journey with all of us. Now, of course, I want to remind you that we have even more exciting things coming, because one of my favorite elements to come will be the competition aspect of this. And of course, there's still some other surprises up our sleeves. But before I get into that, let me remind you that you need to do your part to help support us, because we do have the GoFundMe. So simply search for the Calypso Relief Fund and you can help us keep content like this going, or you can go to easyclicktickets.com and then make sure you can make a contribution to your favorite artist directly. Now that that's out of the way, let's get back into the exciting elements, because you're going to soon find out why today's episode is going to be dubbed the Legends in the Making, or our Up and Rising Stars, because today we're featuring Je Charles and Teddy Boy, who happen to share a few things in common, with their roots both starting in the South Calypso Tent. And apart from that, they're both heavily influenced by regional artists, as they both draw from their experiences living in Barbados and St. Vincent respectively. So this is why we're not going to say newbies, because that title is out the door. They can definitely hold their own on this stage, but as we move on to other better things, you'll find out for yourself yourself. So right now, we're gonna have what I like to call a little tete-a-tete as we go head-to-head with them and find out a little bit about what makes them go, what motivates them, and of course keeps them doing the great work that they're doing.
My name is Johnson Charles, and so I just took my last name as my stage name. I am a sports activist. I grew up playing cricket. I represent St. Lucia at the under 19 level. I am a big Arsenal fan, so sorry for the Manchester United fans. Yep, I'm a big Arsenal fan. Love music. Love music. I have a passion for youth development. This is one of the things I take part in my constituency to ensure we uplift the youth in terms of empowering youth. I grew up enjoying Bajan music, and that's why I got the love for calypso music, for music, sorry, and also for social commentary. I'm a big fan of Red Plastic Bag. Big fan of Red Plastic Bag, Adrian Clark, and also Rupi. I followed Rupi everywhere he used to perform in Barbados. That was in the 1990s. I used to go to the boatyard after dark. I used to follow Crossfire, Edwin Yearwood. So I grew up in Barbados, spent 8 years in Barbados, enjoying following Bajan music, and that's why I got the passion to sing social commentary. Funny to tell you, I grew up in a household of ladies only. I grew up not doing anything in the house, except when I became an adult. But I became my own chef when I was about the age of 16. So I learned underneath my aunts because I raised up with my grandmother. And my dad left St. Lucia when I was about 8 years of age, and he went to look for a better life of his own, which he have siblings in the US. But my grandmother did a fantastic job raising me. She empowered me in terms of to know the basic of life, because we grew up in a farming community in Tiroshe-Mikude. And that was one of the tool that we use in terms of educating ourselves, sending my uncles and my aunts and myself to secondary school. So we raised up in a farming community in Tiroshe-Mikude.
Well, my name is Dennis Charles.
Okay. And Teddy Boy, tell me about Teddy Boy.
Well, Teddy Boy came into being when I started singing calypso. Well, at first, when I came into the calypso business, my name was Bobby Ted, because one of my names is Bobby, and most people used to call me Ted, so I chose Bobby Ted. But since I lived before and I came to Castries, I changed to Teddy Boy. Well, me as a person, I'm cool, calm, friend with everybody. Everybody likes me, especially the ladies as usual, keeping out of trouble, always at work. Working is one of my greatest hobbies,
What do you do?
Well, at present, I'm a security officer. Well, me growing up, let me say, I'm a born St. Lucian, but after the death of my father, I was migrated to St. Vincent at the age of 2 years of age. I was migrated to St. Vincent to live with my grandmother. That's where I was raised and schooled in St. Vincent. All my boys' days is in St. Vincent. Then I came back to St. Lucia in 1996. Well, growing up in St. Vincent, I enjoy my days, where I learn my music and everything. Everything I learned to play marbles, St. Vincent. I learned to kick a ball, St. Vincent. Everything I learned was St. Vincent. So that's where I was raised.
And at what point did you realize that you had a passion for music and singing? At what point?
Well, from the time in school. See, while I was going to school, I joined in the music class, because we learn to play music from school. In St. Vincent, as a youth growing up from school, we learned to play music. My favorite was the recorder. I learned to play the recorder, then I migrated to the keyboard, then steel pan. Then I became a pan teacher in the secondary school which I was attending. I still teach pan in the school. Well, calypso started in school too, back in St. Vincent again. I took part in the calypso competition for about 4 years in primary, and then I did 2 years in secondary school singing calypsos. So, and I also participated with bands after leaving school. I joined bands, participated with some of the big bands in St. Vincent, like Resurrection. In my days, I used to be around Resurrection, then Signal. I used to also be around Touch Band Room and Touch rehearsing, and most of the bands. So that's where I learned my music.
But in St. Lucia now, how did that start? in St. Lucia?
Well, in St. Lucia,
Tent, etc. How did that start for you?
well, when I came back here in St. Lucia, I continued my music with other bands, small bands, going into hotels and things. I play some bands in hotel, most of the hotels in St. Lucia. And then I also play with Fanco Harmonites steel band. That's when we took over the panorama in 97, 98. Yeah, when we beat most of the big bands. I was part of it. Then in 2000, I decided to join the South Calypso Tent. I started as a calypsonian in St. Lucia.
Now you said you followed Bajan music, etc. At some point you came here,
Right.
back to St. Lucia. Tell me, how did it all start entering into Calypso? What's the story behind that?
Okay, my good friend Duval, Duval Randolph. His name is Vernon Randolph, but his stage name was Duval. And while when I came back here, I used to listen to lots of music from St. Lucia. Morgie was one person that I used to follow. I enjoy watching Morgie. Persons believe that at the point in time I was Morgie, because all over the years, that's who I listened to. Also Gypsy, because he was very close with Gypsy. So that's where, again, I got the love for social commentary, listening to Morgie. So while when I returned back here, I listened to an interview with Edwin Yearwood. He was performing at Pigeon Island. So he was being interviewed, and they asked him a very important question. How did he start into music? Where did it start for him? And he said it's because he could have sing every single song that Marshall Montano could have sing. And I said to myself, but wait, if you can sing every song that Marshall Montano can sing, I can sing all your songs. So that's where I got the inspiration from, because I could have sing every single Crossfire from Ultimate Party from 1994. So I got the love for music from then. And then I approached Duval, and I told him I'm interested in singing, getting into calypso music. Then we start writing a song. I gave him the idea, and that idea was My Time Will Come. So we start writing the song. And then he introduced me to South Calypso Tent manager, that's Tony Wilkinson. And I approached Tony and I told him that I'm interested in terms of being getting into calypso music. So he told me, record. At the time it was not phone. He had a little recorder. So I recorded a verse for him and a chorus, and then that's where it started off. Then that same song, This Is Jeff Billy Elver. I worked with This Is Jeff Billy Elver for 4 years. He was somebody who really took time to taught me about music and calypso and writing. Because the first song, My Time Will Come, after we wrote it, the lyrics, we brought it to This Is Jeff Billy Elver, and then he was the one who put the melody and add another verse, and that's where it started, my relationship with This Is Jeff Billy Elver.
I want you to describe your first performance in the tent. Like, take me there, leading up to your time to perform and your actual time on the stage.
That was in 2001. I can recall that pretty well because that was my debut. And when I got to the stage at the Cultural Center, I felt, wow, this is where I belong. Because the energy I received from the audience, especially from the 10 Pinners, because 10 Pinners did not harass me. They did not do anything to put me off guard, because that's what the 10 Pinners' duties was, to get you off guard and try to intimidate you. So I was not intimidated by the 10 Pinners, but I felt at home. I felt this is where I belong, to be on the stage and to be the voice of the people, because that is what I enjoy listening to social commentary, and that's we are the voice of the nation, and that is where I enjoy being on that stage in 2001.
Well, that night it was at the Viewfort Infant School South Calypso Tent launch in 2000, where I sang a song written by Face, Trial and Error. That was one of my first songs I sang within the South Calypso. It was good, well received by the people, you know. I was anchored that night for the first time, Trial and Error, and I sing another song called Mind Your Business. Yeah, Mind Your Business, Leave Me Alone, Mind Your Business, yeah. That was the song. That was in 2000, well received by the people, but I didn't make it that year, so I just continue into the other year.
Okay. And run-ins with the 10 pennies?
Oh, lots of run-ins. That was when 10 pennies was 10 pennies, you know. They used to always come and look for the newcomers to make them scared, but I wasn't afraid of 10 pennies, you know. Sometimes they get accustomed to me, sometimes they just sit there and listen to my songs because the lyrics were so good. They have no choice but to listen. They're waiting for me to make a mistake, but no, they didn't get in that because a man like me being around music from small, I know my business. So they get accustomed to me. From that, they never get in. I would never get into problem with 10 pennies up to this day.
Your most memorable moments, maybe two, in Calypso, most memorable for you?
Right. Number one, it was my debut. And I will go back into my debut with singing My Time Will Come. And the George Bush song that was written by This Is Jeff Bailey Elver. And Painter Boy was written by Tony Wilkinson. And also 2017, that's when, because I stayed away, after This Is Jeff Bailey died, I stayed away from the arena because I was very heartbroken. It really took part of me when he passed away, and I decided to stay away from the arena. But I was still active in the South Tent in terms of helping the young Calypso, especially a young Calypso like E.T. He made it to the finals. I was instrumental in assisting him. But 2017, I came back. That's after 14 years. I came back with a song called Siu Mem Killer. And that was what really put me on the map in terms of people recognizing me, because before then, nobody didn't know who was Ja Charles. But in 2017, when I came with Siu Mem Killer and Stop Government, and I made it to the semi-finals, that's when persons realized, hey, this young man has something in him. And people start calling me and investing in me from then.
Last year, I sung 2 songs last year. 2 of my greatest songs. One called Ladies First and the other one, Crime Gone Legal and Ladies First, which was received by the people. 2 of the most popular songs during the year 2019. Encores, reach semis, reach finals. And yeah, that was my most memorable year.
Any embarrassing moments?
Nah, none I could think of.
Yes, at the semi-finals, I repeated my first verse for my second. So I sang verse 1 twice for my second. And to me, I had a ticket to the finals from the semi-finals. I was going straight into the finals, but that was the embarrassing moment to me, repeating my first verse for my second verse. And that year, I disappointed lots of Calypso fans because that was the song that they were looking forward for in the finals. My personal achievements, to me, it is helping young people, helping young artists. But regarding for me, I'm doing it as, again, the voice of the people, being that voice. And I take pleasure in demonstrating that message persons are not aware of. And to me, this is one of the things I've achieved in terms of being that voice. Persons afraid of singing against government, singing social commentary, hard-biting social commentary, and that's what I take pleasure in. So to me, this is one of the things I've achieved in terms of continuing the legacy in terms of This Is Jeff Bailey Elver, because that's what he taught me, to be yourself, sing what you believe in, and do not worry about the judges. Let the judges do take your responsibility, but your responsibility is to go out there and to spread the message, and that will take care of itself.
Well, a good calypso comes with everything, music, melody, and lyrical content. That makes a good calypso for me. It have to have all, not just lyrics and no music, and then the melody is using somebody else's melody. No, it have to come, it's like a package. Music, melody, and lyrical, the lyrics. You have to be lyrically inclined.
What makes a great calypso for me, it is the punchlines. That's what carries a calypso, is the punchlines. Because you will come into the tent or you listen to the radio, some calypso fans probably they will not even take note of all verses. But the punchline, that's what drives a calypso. So this is one of the things that I look forward for in terms of calypso. The punchline, the creativity in calypso, because this is what you get most points for creativity. And this is what really I look forward for in a calypso in terms of the art form, the punchline, and creativity.
What are the do's and don'ts for you?
Well, there's no do's and don'ts for me. Everything goes with me in calypso. Yeah, all kind of calypsos for me. There are no such thing as do's and don'ts in calypso. I don't believe in do's and don'ts.
Some calypsonians, when I listen to the way they compose, because young children, the youth, may I say, the youth look up to us. And if you use a lot of smut, that is, or raw, I think that's a negative for me. In terms of the way that, because we have to compose a calypso in a way that the young people like Mighty Slizzler might attract, come to the art form. So it's about the message in the song, and if it's not, it is too raw in terms of sexual, I think that is a negative for me. The calypso, I'm looking at the calypso in terms of the do's. It is just to, as I spoke earlier on, it is just to be that voice. Because some of the things you will not hear on the media, we have the poetic license as calypsonians to sing, and nobody can take us to court. So this is the advantage we have in terms of calypsonians, in terms to have that poetic license, and we can go out and express ourselves and carry that message out to the public, not only to St. Lucians, but also over the world. Because now we realize that calypso, when you come to the tent, calypso are posted on YouTube, and persons all over the world now go to YouTube and they see that what St. Lucia has to offer in terms of calypso music.
So now that we've got the fire started, we're going to head back to our hub of creativity, which is none other than Island Mix, because the stage has been set for a battle royale. Our legends in the making are going to battle it out. We'll see some live performances, and we're going to start off first with Teddy Boy with his 2019 Calypso Finals entry, Ladies First.
Ding dang, ba do bambe. Ladies, your song. Bombay, bambade. It's common to hear the expression, ladies first. So today all around this island, some repeat it like a verse. Women in particular think it's the rule, but they can't mama guy me. I ain't no fool. You were made from the rib of man, but you make all sorts of demands, like the rules you want to reverse. Okay, there we go, ladies first. In the middle of the night, something outside leave you in fright. I don't want to hear. Teddy, go and see what that there. Ladies first. Ladies first. When the dog decide to shit on the rug or piece on it, do not look at me. You know how it go, baby. Oh yes, ladies first. Ladies first. Is you ask for it? 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 Though it seem unfair, for you I am there. I could brag and boast. I put ladies first. Ladies! Ladies! Beba do bambe! Bombe! Bambade! Listen. Ladies, please don't think that I mess up. It ain't true. I just simply trying to give you whatever that pleases you. If you are being selective, it ain't my fault. No, you gave me a directive, so don't say halt. For you I opened every door, but my girl, you still wanted more. To do, darling, you I live for. Oh yes, it's your wish, that's for sure. Hit it. Feeling horny in the night, On your neck I start to bite. Don't tell me, baby, could you go down on me? Oh no, ladies first. Ladies first. I pull out the elephant. Oh yes, you know what I want. Don't say go wash up when you dripping like a mop. Oh Lord, ladies first. Ladies first. Is you ask for it? 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 Though it seem unfair, for you I am there. I could brag and boast. I put ladies first. Yeah. Ding dang. Ba do bam Bombay. Bamba day. I truly believe the creator is a woman. Just check the mortality data. Woman always outliving man. That is why some men do say if they have a wife, not taking out insurance on their own life. After they give you plenty stress, you go in first for eternal rest. But I am sure to end this curse. Oh no, not with me is them going first. Why? Because in a 50-50, baby, it's either you or me. I'll be choosing life and say so long to you, dear wife. Oh yes, ladies first. Ladies first. My woman always complaining how I late for everything. When the most I call, I'll be late for her funeral. Oh yes, ladies first. Ladies first. Is you ask for it? 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 Though it seem unfair, for you I am there. I could brag and boast. I put ladies first. Oh yes. Ding dang. Ba do bam Bombay. Bamba day. There is nothing that I would not do if you ask. Do not comfortable or happy, baby, with the stars. I will chop off my right hand or my left if it means giving you life. I choose that. I don't know what makes you decide to make me swallow my pride. I don't know if it's a test. That's why I'm doing as you request. Dennis, when we go out for a bite, girl, I know you are bright. In the back, don't stay when it's time for the bill to pay. Oh yes, ladies first. Ladies first. On the highway, got a flat. You relaxing just like that. Girl, get on your mark. It's time to pull out the jack. Oh yes, ladies first. Ladies first. Is you ask for it? 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 Though it seem unfair, for you I am there. I could brag and boast. I put ladies first. Oh yes. Ding dang. Ba do bam Bombay. Bamba day.
Well, that was a very interesting take on the concept ladies first. So I give him some points for creativity. So let's see how Charles will fare out with his contribution for 2019, his Calypso, Never Me Again.
Treated me like no other woman.
the floor. I never felt sadness like this before. So never me again, never me again, never me again to be unfaithful. Sing it up, never me again, never me again, never me again to be such a fool. My friends wishing me well, they think I under a spell. If they check these symptoms, boy, they would tell that what I really have is a broke well. So recently, they tell me let's go make a robbery. Robbery. I didn't know they had a gun and ammunition, so I decided to go on the run. But things went bad and bullets started to ring out. Oh God, I heard this old lady shout. I will stay. What about decision I made that day? Oh God, never me again, never me again, never me again to rob nobody. Sing it up, never me again, never me again, never me again to do no crime. Penitentiary, they got the best climbing on top of me. Oh God, sing it up. You no crime, message for the young man. No crime. I used to vote for Labour over and over. These star boys were always much better. But about 3 years ago, why? I don't really know. I went and put my ex by Flabo. Now his friends, foreigners and family that benefiting in our country. Millions they collecting, woman getting nothing. Piece by piece the country are land selling. Right now you thought belongs to Tiwa King. Oh God, never me again, never me again, never me again to support corruption. Never me again, never me again, never me to vote for no conman. While we there in misery, they there in luxury, they dancing and screwing our country, while we masturbating in poverty. Oh God.
tell you guys one thing before we move on any further. Calypso does have a lot of back and forth and battling, or you know, we like to see the peacock and whatnot. But it's all love here. So it's friendly dueling right now, but let's not stray from why we're here today. So we're going to get back to the stories and find out exactly what influences these two up and rising stars.
Okay, I'll go with, sorry, but this is Jeff Villalba, Nostradamus. Nostradamus was one of the songs that I can remember.
You know about Nostradamus, a man who predicted many things would come to pass. Many years have gone since this fella dead. Some even forget he ever existed. But they always say history repeats itself. If you don't believe, well, you better check yourself. Cause right now in the country, when I look around, I see images of this man coming back to me. The PM predicting for so long how the economy go get strong. I say, here comes another Nostradamus. And when I hear people predicting too how tourism must see us too, I say, here comes another Nostradamus. Instead of solid action, all we getting is prediction. This country going all mass with a bunch of Nostradamus.
Well, there's a song for Out of Service from Razam that called Perseverance.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Go the way that may seem it right unto you dismay. We were born to be free, but survive such rough history. Yet life still goes on in the battlefield. Our existence is a mystery. Coming through from the start, they learn how to beat me. Coming through from the start, they know we were strong. But I know enough is enough, cause I can't be tougher than tough. We gonna make every single dream come true. We got to do what we got to do. We got to fight on. Get up, stop, complain. It's a universal pain. From sunrise to sunset every day is a living strain. Fight on. Never mind the sweat. You got that sweat to get. Every good seed you sow brings a fruit wherever you planted. Perseverance and strength go together. Triumph in all its reign, follow after. Signs reveal it's a shortened span, and time wasted is a crime. Let us move in retaliation.
To me, that is one of my favorite calypsos of all time, Perseverance. And also there is one from Chalk Dust in Trinidad that calls St. Joan of Arc.
And the et, and the pet, and the sign on the line to collect big fat check. And when they see money flowing from Jerningham Avenue, Hutchison, they call all their friends and partisans to the free susu. So tell Wax in Trinbago, who fail in reggae and rap so, but join to go just to make bread from Kaiso. Joan gone, Joan gone. Every year to go management, causing we financial embarrassment. Tell them there's no more bailout to bail out to go tent. Joan gone, Mr. Protector, Commander, good King Wellington, and not be liar.
I will go with Edwin Nearwood, Voice in My Head.
A new day begins, and you're feeling down and out. Yeah. New problems ahead, don't know yet what they're about. Yeah. You wish you could die, so the madness could be gone. It's nonsense to hide or run. Something says keep pressing on. A voice in my head, it talks to me. A voice in my head, it talks to me. Out with my problems, it tells me the road is long. It tells me we must be strong. Roll with the pain and strife. Today is the start of the rest of your life. Sing it. A voice in my head, it talks to me. A voice in my head, it talks to me. Out with my problems. The Zumane, long, running, and it gets running, long, running, and it gets running, and it gets
Well, locally, you have some good calypso, local, like the Great Wally. I like Ticket to the Moon, Destination Luna. That was one of my favorite Wally. And Where the Money Gone. Yeah, Where the Money Gone.
What is the importance of a tent experience for a Calypsonian? Having tent before you go into the finals and so on, but the importance of a Calypso tent in a Calypso season.
Well, that's where you have to put your best foot forward, you know, at the tent level. You have to make sure you get the crowd on your side. Once you get the fans on your side, then you may feel comfortable to go to the next level. But if you can't get the attention of the crowd whilst on stage, you're doomed.
Right now, the tent experience now, it's more a friendly environment. And before, when I just came in, the tent pinners were trying to intimidate you, trying to put you off guard for you to miss a line, and that's what they would want to hear repeat on the media. So that was the tent. To me, we don't even have tent, because after one show, you go straight into quarterfinals. So it's more a friendly environment now in the tent for artists. Any young artists want to come into the arena, because we've seen like young Sleazer who have made it to the semifinals. We saw Sergeant Height, he disappeared a few years ago, and that to me was one of the disappointing, because I really love this young man. But now it is very friendly, and I would encourage young youth or young artists to come into the arena, because we see them more gravitated to the other genres of music, genre segments and kuduro. And I believe Calypso music, it is a way of they can express themselves in terms of poetry. So I would love to see more young artists come into the arena, because a few years from now, we've seen This Is Jeff Paley ever left us. We have Invader. Probably he's on his way out. Sorry for speaking too quickly, Papa, but you're getting old. So, you know, we have Wally, who have been in the arena, Her Black. You know, the time will come, probably they will say goodbye to the art form, and we would like to see more young artists like Oshun to join the arena, as I mentioned, Lil Sizzler.
Now we know that the art form has its challenges, but it looks like you've been in this for a long time. What inspires you to stay in Calypso?
Oh, for the love of Calypso. I stayed in Calypso because I love Calypso. Yeah. I used to sing most of other people Calypso. I used to sing it like if it's my own Calypso, like it was my own. So now I in it, I won't go out until that was part is a marriage. Yeah.
Is Calypso dying?
Well, Calypso is alive and well, you know. To those who, like myself and the ones who keep it going. But for the future, I don't see much of the young people interested in Calypsos right now. Most of them is more genre segment and more party, hip-hop and this kind of thing. So we just have to encourage the youth, you know, to keep the art form alive, because after we're gone, it might go down. But right now, Calypso is alive and well in St. Lucia, right now at this moment. It is alive.
It is just for the love again for the people. Just for the people. To sing for the people, to put the message out there for the people, because they can't do it themselves. So we are, again, the voice of the people, and that's what drives me every year to get myself ready. I get ready in November. After Calypso season is done in July, Carnival season, I get myself ready in November.
Does it need to adapt? Does it need to transform? Does Calypso need, with the new generation, technology, different things trending, do you think it's a time for Calypso to adapt to a transform?
Yeah, I do think so, yeah, because you see, Calypso was based on the long ago old time brass style, you know, brass men, the whole stage full of brass, and one set of people blowing brass here, brass here. It's time to change from that. Do like the soca, we could sample Calypsos too, you understand? Just like the soca, you don't see brass men on stage when soca artists performing, but when Calypso performing, you see all set of brass men playing. We could do like the soca and sample the Calypso, digitize the Calypso, yeah.
Definitely, I will give it the thumbs up because I strongly believe during the carnival season, what you mostly hear about is the soca and the groovy. And I strongly believe that we need to use a marketing tool to market our Calypso here in St. Lucia. And that is one of the reasons I am pleased that we're doing this production, so persons can have a clear understanding what it takes for Calypso to get ready. So because we have persons out there who can come to St. Lucia to listen to a Calypso show. And I would really like to see that we use the other social media networks we have to connect with persons abroad, to evolve the music, to involve not only pushing the soca and the groovy, but Calypso has its place in the arts. And that is one of the things I would really love to see, and that's why I'm embracing what exactly is happening presently in terms to market Calypso.
So moving forward, especially we've seen this whole COVID-19, what it's done. Moving forward with Calypso, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, Calypso have to continue. No COVID cannot stop Calypso. No rain, there's a Calypso says, no rain can stop the celebration. So if COVID-19 cannot stop Calypso, we have to continue. We have to find some means and some way how to continue the Calypso. If we just sit back and relax and say, oh, COVID-19, nothing can happen, we have to social distance, and we have to find ways to continue the Calypso. We have to do it.
In terms of Calypso moving forward, I would really like to see more writers. We have a small pool of writers and a small pool of arrangers. And if Calypso has to sustain itself for another decade, I'd really love to see more writers come on board in terms of writing Calypsos. Because for a season, you might find one writer write 20 songs. And you only probably find, obviously, one or two will probably go to the finals. So I'd really love to see more writers come on board, arrangers, to keep the art form alive. Because if we have to go every year with the same big writers, you can't find Calypso will sustain. Because you need to put a production, because I believe in production. Because a Calypso show in a tent is production. A Calypso's quarterfinals and semifinals and finals are production. So you need that balance of quality throughout. So if we have more writers, we have more arrangers, you find a more balance in terms of the production, in terms of songs from our different artists.
So as you may already know, Charles prides himself in being a Calypsonian that focuses on social commentary. So right now we're going to get back to the stage because you're in for a treat. I think I should stop horsing around. That's going to be my clue, and it might make more sense after you see this performance. So let's check out his 2020 contribution.
Hey! T.O. We don't want no hot shit development in St. Lucia. Mohobuka Kute Alana, say Mao, take it up. Hey! You said you would change everything, you would rearrange. True prosperity we would have in our country. Investment you bring, we pocket would have had ching-ching. People would have vote, no St. Lucians would have be broke. But from the time you reach is magic that you doing. Instead of building, demolish you demolishing. Only horse racing, I see you promoting. taking we passport money and give it to Tayo King. While people in view for taxing youth one by one dying. Your hushy development, we don't want it. Your hushy development, you can't keep it. We want to have a better health system that all St. Lucian people can afford. Crime continues to be a problem because the social causes of crime you have just ignored. Who advising you to do the wicked things that you do? Shasne, what the heck? Remove your bloody knee off we neck. Your hushy development, we don't want it. Your hushy development, you can't keep it. Hey, Tio, nous parlons. Qu'est-ce qu'a chouva dans cette blessure? Son point chouva le parti China. Hey, le pour qu'écouter Alana. C'est bah où? Écoutez, the voice of the people. Say, no hushy development in St. Lucia. Now you in power, all hell break loose in St. Lucia. Country upside down, now you singing a different song. Like it's your father that run things there in St. Lucia. He always in front and getting whatever that he want. Nothing was really wrong with these St. Jude's buildings at all. But daddy just wanted a medical hospital. So you start to lie, say the building's not good. Then you sent your dirty guy to mash up our St. Jude. That you did just to please daddy shot, that's what I conclude. Your hushy development, we don't want it. Your hushy development, you can't keep it. We want to reduce the debt of the nation. So stop borrowing for your ego satisfaction. You have our passport now on flea market. Buy one, get one free. What a big CIP racket. How many you sell? Only you and Tayo can tell. Because that money bank in China already. Your hushy development, we don't want it. Your hushy development, you can't keep it. Here, let me hear that hot sound. Tell Tio, take his horses and go back to China. No hot shit in St. Lucia. Alan Couture, the voice of the people, speaks. Yeah. Coronavirus was a revelation to us. The lies it uncloaked show how much St. Lucia was broke. Billions you borrow, London condos y'all bought for so. Only one man went and government did not have a cent. The more people talk to you, you just not listening. What your mind tell you to do, is that what you doing? Pressure was on you, you had to open OKEU. The same hospital, you say that was not ready at all. For your selfish and wickedness, man, boy, you have to fall. Your hushy development, we don't want it. Your hushy development, you can't keep it. We want to put an end to corruption and incarcerate the ministers for their transgression. It's time to make a big example of this honorable men that thief in the poor people. You Baldassar say only criminal that's in there. We did not believe the man now they bankrupt our island. Your hushy development, we don't want it. Your hushy development, you you can keep it. Let me hear the horse shit sound. Tell them, the voice of the people. Say, no horse shit development in St. Lucia. Hopukakute Alan. Let me hear this horse shit. Hey, let me hear the horse sound. Hey, nice.
Now you see why my clue made sense. Get it horsing around. In any case, we're going to head back to Island Mix because we're going to give you some more 2020 exclusives with Teddy Boy's contribution for Calypso this year, and it is Come Out.
Bamba ding ding, we can take it again. Bamba ding ding, no, that man have to go. Her bawling and she's screaming, Mister, what the heck? 4 long years now, you have your knees on my neck. Look it hurting, yet you squeezing, leaving me in pain. Too much suffering, I cannot take this again. My children, you deceive, fed them the bread that the devil need. This election, I have to bring. Get rid of you, pack your bag and leave. Come out, I hear mama shout. Come out, time to take them out. Come out and vote. I need to get them knees off the throat. Come out, all who oppress. Come out, if you depressed. Come out for equality. Time to stand up for your country. Come out, demand respect. Time to take them knees off your neck. Come out. Bamba ding ding, we can't take it again. Bamba ding ding, no, that man have to go. The day coming, you pretending, now you listening. All around the country, my children are protesting. Too much regrets, I won't forget your demolition of my culture and anything St. Lucian. Those leeches that you fed, pockets full, not what they said. Your henchmen won't get a pass. Can't wait to breathe and move you fast. Come out, I hear mama shout. Come out, time to take them out. Come out and vote. I need to get them knees off my throat. Come out, all who oppress. Come out, if you depressed. Come out for equality. Time to stand up for your country. Come out, demand respect. Time to take them knees off your neck. Come out. Bamba ding ding, we can't take it again. Bamba ding ding, no, that man have to go. Think we joking, we not hearing, we declaring war. On your agenda, I say to you no more. All the abuse, petty excuse was family and friends. Like you forget, the longest rope has an end. Now it's charcoal you want to tax, using the police for your senseless acts. Watch me stand up and raise my voice, and in the end, you let me rejoice. Come out, I hear mama shout. Come out, time to take them out. Come out and vote. I need to get them knees off my throat. Come out, all who oppress. Come out, if you depressed. Come out for equality. Time to stand up for your country. Come out, demand respect. Time to take them knees off your neck. Come out. Bamba ding ding, we can't take it again. Bamba ding ding, no, that man have to go.
So here we are once again. gentlemen, this is where I must bid you farewell, which means it's the end of this part of this series, but don't you worry because we have plenty more coming, and I think you've realized by now why we did not use any labels like newbies, because these guys are heavy hitters and they are definitely legends in the making. So it's going to be very interesting as we see them on a level playing field with some of our other known legends. But in that case, I'm going to leave you guys to keep on checking out the content, keep supporting, go check out the GoFundMe and Easy Click tickets, and of course I will see you again next week for more vibes, more music, and again more Calypso.